Boys, this DJI drone ban in the US just got even crazier. We've got some breaking news from the end of last week about what exactly DJI is trying to do to avoid this ban. And if you're like Devin, I have no idea what you're talking about right now. Watch the last video. We covered all the basics of what's actually going on, not rumors, not anything like that, what's actually going on. Let's set the scene quickly for what's been happening in August so far. In a brand new interview, we've just found out that DJI has stated they can't find anyone in the US government to talk about a potential ban. So Adam Welsh, DJI's head of global policy, says he spent almost 2 weeks in Washington, D.C. in July trying to be seen by relevant authorities. He was basically told these meetings would never happen. And about a week and a half ago, they announced their new 360 camera, which would have had a massive opening here in the US, as it's been a product that a lot of us have been waiting on from DJI. And they've been teasing their entry to this part of the market for a while now. And realistically, the top 360 camera company out there, hands down, is Insta360. So we've all had this talk about this potential ban being just about their drones. And then just like that, we see that it's so much bigger than that, not even releasing in the US right now. And we touched on this topic in the last video, which kind of blew up a bit. And there's still a lot of questions about exactly what's going on. So this is now their last two product releases that they're just passing on the US, which is, it's by far their largest market. Close to 40% of their revenue comes from the United States alone. So almost half of their entire business relies on the United States. So not only do they want to be selling here, but realistically, they need to be selling here. So enter Insta360 just about an hour or two after DJI's Osmo 360 was announced. For the first time ever, they announced their very own drone to be released in August. And you talk about strategic timing, it doesn't really get any better on their part for this. They absolutely nailed it. Not only because of all the uncertainty with DJI drones, but DJI, a drone company, is like, hey, everyone, we're releasing a 360 camera. And about an hour later, Insta360, a 360 camera company, is like, hey, we're releasing a drone. And not just any drone, but a 360 camera drone under a sub company called Antigravity. And they sent a few shots back and forth through Instagram captions. Some are new to the 360 game. We're taking it to the skies. So we have these two massive camera tech companies going back and forth. And honestly, whichever one you prefer, it really doesn't matter. This is great for us as consumers to have competition. That's going to just drive each to be better and better and to innovate more. And realistically, we're all going to benefit from this. So why would Insta360, such a well-known brand, create a drone with one of their iconic 360 cameras and completely start from scratch with a brand new company under the sub-brand Antigravity? Well, Insta360 is a Chinese company. Both DJI and Insta360 are headquartered in Shenzhen, China. So come a few months from now, if this counter CCP Drones Act ends up going through all the way, we're going to lose DJI in the US, and Insta360 drones would most likely end up in the same boat. It wasn't specific to DJI. They just happen to be the largest one named. And DJI has a partnership with a company headquartered in Austin, Texas called Anzu Robotics that sells their drones kind of in an off-brand. And the US House Select Committee that focuses on China wrote DJI last year calling Anzu a pass-through company created to avoid any government restrictions. And this could become a much more common theme for the foreseeable future with not only DJI, but Chinese drone brands in general. Now, about 3 to 4 weeks ago, this small Mini 4 Pro clone popped up out of nowhere, sent out to a few YouTubers to test out under the name the Sky Rover X1, with the bundle coming in at just over $800, which right now you can't really find anything better than that. You could log in using your DJI account. It utilizes the same apps as its drones with minimal modifications to hide any connection to DJI. And it also uses the same encryption keys as DJI's official software, and performance is essentially the same. It just happens to be built a little bit cheaper, and it's yellow orange now. So it looks like DJI has created another sub-brand in the process to bypass everything that's going on right now. And so I did a little bit of research about Antigravity. I couldn't find any info about whether the IP or the company was registered in China or the United States. I couldn't find anything specific about that. However, their website does have a US specific privacy policy, and it shows intent to sell to the US, and it actually mentions addressing tariffs to deliver competitively priced drones. So no mention of US-based warehouses, distribution centers, partnerships to bypass customs, anything like that. However, and this is the key right here, in a blog directly from Insta360, it states, Insta360, a global leader in 360 imaging and AI-powered content creation, is proud to announce the launch of Antigravity, a new and independent drone brand incubated by Insta360 in collaboration with third parties. And so this doesn't directly say that they're working with US-based companies in order to be able to sell, but this is very intentional phrasing on their part. And if you're connecting the dots, when it says it's a separate independent brand created by Insta360 in collaboration with third parties, I think this is how companies are going to get around this Chinese drones ban. So you see this with Insta360. DJI has a few different small sub-brands that they're using to distribute drones right now. And you have to believe this is how we're going to move forward in the US. There's just no way that we're going to be able to completely cut this technology out from China. I mean, the computers we use on a daily basis, the cell phones in our pockets all day, it's all technology from China. And with absolutely no progress on DJI's audit, no one is even willing to listen to them, DJI is going to be facing an automatic ban if the audit isn't complete by December. And right now, it doesn't look like anyone in Washington has any interest in changing that. You know, and a lot of comments in the last video brought up the TikTok ban and how it was threatened for so long. And then when it actually came down to it, it only lasted about 12 hours. And the latest extension for the ban requires the parent company, ByteDance, to reach a deal to sell the platform to someone US-based by September 17th. And apparently President Trump has stated that there's a group of very wealthy people that may possibly be purchasing, and TikTok's value is estimated at 50 billion, while DJI looks to be about 15 billion. So will something similar happen here? It's possible. And then you also have the Mini 5 Pro was supposed to be launching back like 4 days ago on August 7th, and it's been pushed back. No news about that. So who knows how long. Maybe DJI is expecting some sort of resolution and plans on launching it at the time of announcement. It's hard to tell right now, but I think we're really all waiting for a little clarity on this situation. And will they take one out of the Insta360 playbook and now make an announcement on August 14th when Insta360's drone is going to launch and continue this back and forth that they have going on? We'll see. That would be pretty crazy. But that's going to do it for this video. Subscribe if you haven't yet to stay up to date. I hope you guys learned something in this one. My name's Devin, and I'll see you guys in the next one.